Thank you for stopping by Ballistic Barbecue. This video is something special for you guys. I'm going to be cooking up a Szechuan inspired skillet seared ribeye. Let's get going. Okay, and here is the star of today's show. This is a 1.8 pound ribeye, boneless ribeye. Beautiful cut. It's about 2.5 inches thick. We're going to season it very simply right now with some kosher salt, some coarse kosher salt. Sea salt would be great. It's a lot of meat here, so I'm going to give it a decent coating of salt here. Okay, I'm going to get the steak off to the side, give my hands a quick washing, and then I'm going to show you the steps we're going to take as far as the preparation, as well as some additional ingredients that are going to make this steak unbelievable. Okay, so for this cook, we're starting out cooking that ribeye low and slow. We're going to be using the Weber, and I'm going to run it at between 200 and 225 indirect heat until I reach that target temp. We'll talk about target temps and everything when we get out to the patio. And then I'm going to finish it off with a really hot sear. And for that sear, we're actually using a skillet, and I am showcasing a brand that I just discovered. It's a brand called Marquette. They're out of Michigan, and they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try their carbon steel skillet. We get these emails daily, and when I say we, I mean the creators and as a whole. And generally, I just kind of delete them, but I went to their website and they had some really high quality cast iron skillets, including some enamel coated cast iron, and then this carbon steel skillet. And so I said, yeah, go ahead and send it to me because quality, it's high quality. This is a 10 3/4 inch skillet. It is made from hot rolled steel, and it's 3 millimeters thick, which is, I guess, a perfect thickness for the heat control and retention. The handle's made of 304 stainless steel. And one of the benefits of using a carbon steel skillet is it's much smoother than cast iron, and yet it has many of the same benefits. It's also a little bit lighter. Although this is definitely not what I'd call lightweight, it is a heavy duty skillet. I mean, the word flimsy does not come into mind here. Let me set this off to the side here. Let me show you the seasonings we're going to be using, the spices. So, garlic, we're going to be searing this off with a little untoasted sesame oil. It's a lot of the teppanyaki chefs use sesame oil, and we're going to season the oil with some garlic. This is just a clove of garlic that I cut in half. I have here some dried red chili peppers, and again, just cut these in half. These are actual Szechuan peppers, and they look much like, you know, the black peppers we would use or the red peppercorns, but it is not. This definitely is not what I'd call a hot type of spiciness. It's very, very unique. It actually has kind of a cedary flavor, a citrus, kind of citrus notes going on, and it has a very bizarre effect that I think is very cool. I don't want to use the word numbs your tongue. It makes your tongue tingle and your lips tingle. And the best description I've found describing that effect that it has, it's like if you took a 9-volt battery and just touched it to your tongue. It's just very tingly. It's not hot, but paired off with the heat of these dried peppers, it's just a really cool effect. And if you're interested, I bought the Szechuan peppers on Amazon, so you have to get them online. I haven't found them in any stores. Anyway, let's get outside and we'll start cooking up the steak. As I said, I'm using the Weber kettle for this cook today, and right now it's locked in at a solid 220 degrees Fahrenheit. I have that bottom damper completely open, and the lid damper, as you can see, I mean, it's about 1/8 of an inch open. And let me show you the charcoal arrangement. I have about 25 briquettes here, and I started them right about here. As you can see, it's lit and it is spreading. And again, it's a very, very steady, clean burn. Let's go ahead and get that ribeye on. Lid on again, vent over the food, and we are cooking. So, very easy cook, and this is a really good way of getting a perfect cook on a big old thick piece of meat like this. Next step will be flipping. We are going to flip this steak at 80 degrees, After that, we're going to just let it roll until it hits about 120. We'll pull it off, let that carryover kind of help us out a little bit. And in the meantime, we'll be getting the charcoal ready for that hot sear. I'll see you guys on the flip. We are at that 80-degree mark. Time to flip. So again, next step will be lighting up that charcoal, that chimney of charcoal, about 110 degrees, 120. This guy's coming off, and we're going to get this ready for the sear. Steak just hit 120. Check it out. Pop that thing. All right, so again, I'm going to take this in, loosely tint it with some foil, allow that carryover to kind of help us out a little bit. And then in the meantime, we're going to get the grill ready for that hot sear. So I have those briquettes positioned right here, kind of against the wall. This way I'll be able to control the heat by simply moving the skillet around. Let's go ahead and get the skillet preheated. All right, skillet's getting pretty hot now. And I want basically a medium-high heat for this. Here's that, this is that sesame oil, Japanese sesame oil. Again, it's what those teppanyaki chefs use, cooking the steaks. A couple tablespoons probably. Let's get that garlic on. So I'm pretty much using the garlic just to season the oil, but I don't want the garlic to burn because it gives that really kind of a rancid flavor. So once it's been in there long enough, I'm going to remove it from the skillet. Now I'm going to take those Szechuan peppers, a couple tablespoons, those red chili peppers. This is going to bloom these peppers and just really give it some great flavor. And again, not a lot of heat with the Szechuan. It's that weird tingling effect that it has on your mouth, but it does have that nice citrusy flavor. You're getting a nice toast of these peppers now. I'm going to go ahead and pull off this garlic. Go ahead and get that steak down. There you go. Beautiful. All right, it's looking great. Now we're going to go ahead and just sear off the edges a little bit. Nice. I'm going to pull this from the heat now, let it rest just a little bit, and we are going to try this out. All right, so we've let it rest a little bit. Let's see how we did on this cook. First of all, let's just cut it right down the middle here. And I would call that a nice medium rare. Extremely juicy. Wow. It's gorgeous. Well, I have a fork here, but since I'm using my fingers to cut it up anyway, let's give this a try. Cheers. I even got a nice little, can you see that? Nice little smoke ring there. I'm telling you, this will easily stand up to any of the more, traditional steak seasoning techniques. This is really, really good. At first, the first couple bites, I was a little disappointed thinking, where's the Szechuan? Where is it? I was getting that, you know, a little bit of the hot pepper. Again, it wasn't killing me. It was just a nice warm heat. Then all of a sudden that Szechuan started kicking in. And again, it's that, there's a, like I said, a citrusy kind of a flavor, a citrusy flavor, kind of a cedar flavor too. Then all of a sudden that tingling started in my tongue. And you have to experience to understand what I'm saying. But these things are awesome. These Szechuan peppers are awesome. Good stuff. Need another bite. Well, all in all, I am extremely pleased with this cook. The steak was wonderful. I'm really glad that I kind of broke away from the norm, what we're all used to seeing, you know, salt and pepper on a steak. I'm telling you, there's a place for Szechuan peppers in an American chop house, an American steak. Good stuff. I can't tell you how happy I am with the skillet. I mean, this thing is really, really cool, really cool. And I will definitely be using it a lot more. Perfect sear. Again, it's so smooth. It just gave, as you can see, just a very, very even sear on the steak. Very happy with this. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Keep the suggestions coming in. I will have a link down below for Marquette Castings. Check them out, especially if you're into cast iron cooking. They have some top-notch stuff. And again, it's all American made, made in Michigan. So what can you say? Thanks for stopping by. See you in the next video. Cheers.